Hey Mo Crew, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about something that's kind of been gnawing on the back of my mind for some time now, at least ever since this COVID-19 stuff hit. And that is ammo availability. I know what a lot of you are thinking has a lot to do with everybody stocking up. People think, or so they know, that some bad stuff is going to be happening here in the future. There's a lot of things riding on the presidential election for 2020, and it's not a clear cut and dry topic, but one thing I'd like to talk about is ammo availability. Lots of things being able to be multi-purpose, and the usefulness of obscure rounds. What I mean by obscure rounds is meaning something that's relatively rare. I've done a lot of research, and from my experience, what I've seen on ammo shelves as of late has been a lot of military surplus rounds, like 303 British, 8mm, which is 7x57 millimeter. There's just different variants of old battle rifle rounds, and everybody's focused on getting all these tactical rounds like 5.56 and 2.23, 9mm, 40 cal, 45 ACP. All those rounds are like scarce and they're hard to come by. So there's a lot of merit to be had, in the idea of acquiring obscure rounds, having at least one gun in your arsenal that fires these obscure rounds in the event that there's an ammo shortage like we have now. I remember back to 2014 where you couldn't find anything on the shelves. You couldn't find 5.56. You could only find 223 hunting ammo, which people would still run through the ARs anyway, but it just wasn't getting them the results that they wanted. But you have a lot of people panicking and buying up ammo supplies because of what may happen with the results of the 2020 election. You have one party. I don't like to get political. I try to keep politics off of my webpage, off my channel. But it's no secret that one party wants to take away your individual rights as gun owners. And a lot of us, well, I should say all of us, are law-abiding citizens. We don't intend harm on anyone. We don't break the laws. We abide by laws that are set in place for many reasons. We just like the preservation of a functional society, which is great. But we just have a whole bunch of forces working against us. We have the ATF, we have the FBI, we have just about any three-letter agency that kind of wants Americans to be pretty much under constant control. Again, I don't like to get political, but this is, you can't avoid it, really. But there was a rumor going around back in 2014 that the ATF was buying up what people consider to be dangerous ammo that could be ran through AR-15s, AK-47s, and their like civilian variants, like the Wasser 10s for the AKs, and regular Armalite rifles that are just semi-automatic for AR variants. But what I have to say is try to find a rifle or a pistol that shoots an obscure round. What I've been seeing lately is 9x18 Makarov is well stocked on shelves, and that includes full metal jacket range ammunition and hollow point defense ammunition. That's a really good round. I have a Makarov from Poland. It's a P64 Radom, and that thing fires great. It's accurate. 9x18 has a little bit wider diameter of a round compared to 9x19 millimeter, which is the standard 9mm Luger, which means it has a little increased foot-pounds, but the trajectory is not going to remain the same if you decide to shoot distance. Well, you're shooting pistols, so you shouldn't rely too much on distance. Utilizing multi-purpose ammunition, I've gone over this again and again and again, that 44 Magnum being interchangeable with 44 shot shell and 44 special, there's plenty of variants available on the shelves right now. I go to any store like Ace Hardware that sells ammo. Walmart, they sell normal 44 Magnum soft points. Cabela's. Last time I went to Cabela's, I didn't find the type of 44 Magnum that I normally use, like the 44 Magnum Lever Revolution, which is a 225 grain. I have that. My rifle, my lever action zeroed in for the 225 grain Hornady Lever Evolution, but in a pinch, I would use my revolver rounds, which are just normal soft points from Remington and Federal. So it's just nice to have an option, I guess you could say, for having a rifle chambered in the same thing as your primary sidearm, which is my Smith & Wesson Model 69 Combat Mag, which I said in the previous video is the ultimate survival weapon, in my opinion. And I am a huge connoisseur of weaponry, and that meets all my expectations, crosses off every single box. If you're ever in the market for any type of firearm, I would definitely consider a Smith & Wesson Model 69 Combat Mag. It has kind of a reduced ammo capacity. It has only 5-round limit, when most revolvers do have a 6 or 7. But you give or take. There's some setbacks to having revolvers chambered in high capacities like 6 or 7. You have thin walls in your cylinder, and those don't really hold up very long in some other professionals' opinions and everything. But that's just one thing to consider. So having a rifle that chambers both a pistol, it's chambered in both the pistol and a rifle cartridge. So 44 Magnum is one of those obscure rounds that you can find on the shelves, even though just about everybody in the firearm community uses it. Hunters, people in self-defense, and along with big game hunters too. There's a big demand here, especially in Wisconsin and northern Minnesota, because of the black bear population. Another thing I've been seeing a lot on the shelves is 303 British, as I mentioned. 303 British is known for being chambered in surplus rifles like the Lee Enfields Mark 1, 2, and 3. And it's a really good, well-known rifle round for hunting large game here in the Midwest, like elk and deer. 303 British is a wonderful, powerful round. It's relatively obscure, and a lot of people don't have a 303 British to fire the ammunition from. So that's probably one of the few boxes that do remain on the shelves, along with 32 Smith & Wesson Long, which is an old cowboy action round. A lot of people say that round is not worth having because it's underpowered. The 38 special replaced 32 long, but every single round, regardless of how obscure it is, especially nowadays, it has its merit, and it's one thing to consider. So my biggest takeaway, if any of you are experiencing pretty much the heaviness of this reality of us being short on ammo, you can't rely on buying a 9mm and being able to find 9mm rounds for it. Not even 40. I remember in 2014, 40 was probably one of the only semi-automatic rounds for pistol that you could find on the shelves. For me, 22 Magnum and 44 Magnum are probably my most obscure rounds, along with 8mm. 8mm Mauser, it's a Goodyear rifle round. I have a Carbiner 98 that's chambered in it. Very accurate rifle. You can use it for hunting, you can use it for property defense. Pretty much anything that you're able to fire, and if it's safe to fire, and like people out there firing off curios and relics and everything, just make sure that your gun is in safe condition to be working and firing at whatever volumes you're going to be firing it from. firing at. It's kind of my best advice right now. We are getting into a little bit more unpredictable days here ahead of us. I'm not a doomsdayer. I don't claim to be one. I am a prepared guy, but people can be prepared, and things just catch them by surprise. Don't let this ammo shortage catch you by surprise. Find a gun that's obscure, and you'll probably find plenty of ammo for it. I have plenty of common calibers in my arsenal, but I think it's important to have one or two obscure firearms. That's my tidbit for today. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I welcome any criticism. We're a small, relatively tight-knit community, being firearm and hunting people. Very few places we have a voice in and everything, and always be respectful to people who oppose your viewpoints. Present facts. Be mindful. Don't give them a reason to make you think that you're a threat. Defend your own, and long live the Republic, United States. Thank you for watching.